Coming up, 'tis the season for gifts. That's right, Matt and I are going to discuss the best gifts you can give to your family, friends, and colleagues, maybe the worst gifts we've ever received, and some interesting data you may not have heard before, all about gifts coming up on a brand new Up for Debate. This is Up for Debate, episode number 97, recorded December 13th, 2017. Gift Wrapped. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Up for Debate, the podcast that can talk about anything and often does. I'm Sean Jennings, joined as always by a gift horse you can look in the mouth, Mr. Matt Mariani.
Oh, that's a good one. How are we doing, Mr. Sean?
I love that phrase. Do you know? Did we talk about on the show the origin of that phrase?
No, we did not.
Do you know the origin of that phrase?
No, I don't. Where does it come from?
Because it's fascinating. Because it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but actually. You can probably guess. It's not that hard to figure out. But back when people...
My guess is...
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to guess that it comes... Does it come from the Trojan horse of ancient Greek myth?
No, that's actually
See,
better. That's actually better than the actual real reason. I kind of like that one better.
Okay. Because, you wouldn't look the Trojan horse in the mouth because when you do, you find out it's filled with snakes.
But then wouldn't the phrase be do look a gift horse in the mouth because it could be a Trojan horse?
No, you don't find out that it's filled with snakes, Sean. You find out that it's actually filled with tons of Greek soldiers that are ready to burn and pillage your entire city.
God, you would never get through TSA today with that kind of...
No, I don't think so. You go through that x-ray machine and they'd be like, sir, we're going to have to ask you to step aside. You got a whole bunch of Greek soldiers in this here Trojan horse.
You can't have more than 3 ounces of Greek soldiers, and they got to be in a Ziploc bag, clear bag.
In a travel-sized tube, and we're going to need you to take your shoes off now and bend over.
Could you imagine, not that people were stupider back then, maybe they just didn't know any better, but, could you imagine today them trying to pull that stunt? Here is a gift of a giant wooden horse. It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we're off topic here. The short version is, don't look gift horse in the mouth. Back when people used to buy and sell and give horses as gifts, right, and things of that nature, back when horse trading was a thing, apparently you can tell the age of a horse by its teeth, because horse teeth don't, fall out. They just grow and grow and grow as the horse gets older, and so you can tell how old a horse is by the teeth. And so when someone would sell you a horse, they'd say this horse is 4 years old, and it would be rude of you to look at the horse's teeth because you didn't believe the person was telling you the truth. Maybe they were trying to sell you an older horse and they were lying about it. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth to see its age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the more you know.
I don't know why we still use that phrase, but...
I think that's a pretty cool origin.
It is, and...
Just like the origin of don't go to sleep under a radiator because you might accidentally hit your head on the radiator.
Oh, look, it says I just looked that up. It says right here, source, Matt Mariani, 2017. I did not know that. It turns out...
I added it to Wikipedia and everything.
Turns out the phrase comes from a time when a man named Matt Mariani accidentally had too much to drink and fell asleep under a radiator. Interesting. True story.
See, the more you know.
The more you know.
That's right.
Anyhow, we're not here to... Although we could do a whole episode on the origin of common phrases.
Frankly, I'm surprised we haven't done
That's
that
a really... I'm going to... Where's my pen?
That sounds like it should have been episode 3.
I'm writing that one down.
Yeah, write it down on our never-ending list.
And I already have
Speaking of never-ending list...
I know.
We're about to hit that big 100.
I can't believe it. Matt, can you believe it?
Is that crazy? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe they let us go on for this long.
So much has happened since episode 1.
Honestly, I can't believe that people continue to pay to listen to us for 100 episodes. I mean, I thank the viewers profusely for paying for the premium membership, but I mean, they really didn't have to. You really didn't have to do that, guys.
And I love the fact that the fine folks at the Coca-Cola Corporation continue to sponsor us week after week. Coca-Cola, it's... Oh, shit. Oh, oops. Oops. Wrong case. Sorry, Pepsi, the taste of a new generation.
Well, I'll be on the phone with our sponsors after this.
My bad.
This mishap.
RC Cola, we're happy to take your money.
Live that down. You know who we seriously could get to sponsor us, and I have a couple cans in the fridge. I think I pulled one out when we were D&Ding. Pib Extra.
No, we are not. I refuse to take Pib Extra's dirty money. I'm not. No, absolutely. We stand for. I will assure our fans, if we ever, we're 100 episodes in, we still have never had a sponsor. If we ever get a real sponsor, I assure you, I will personally endorse that. We will never take money from a product I will not use myself, and Pib Extra is one of those.
Pib Extra's fantastic.
No, shut up. No, it's not. Just get a Dr. Pepper.
I'll take their money. But for real, I think that Pib Extra might be, if you were to think of a soda company that would be most likely to deal directly in made up currency, it would probably be Pib Extra. Like they probably exchange like Pib bucks or some kind of like Pib dollars or something. Like, here, I'll write you that check for endorsement in Pib dollars. Like,
in a lifetime supply of Pib Extra. No, thank you.
Nobody would ever expect it. Like, now I remember growing up with Mr. Pibb. Is this the same company? Have they just rebranded themselves as Pibb?
But it's not the same formula. It's slightly different, and it's a taste for a new generation. Like they did actually reformulate it to create Pib Extra, but you cannot get Mr. Pibb anymore.
That sucks. I love Mr. Pibb. I miss Mr. Pibb. When I bought Pib Extra, I thought it would be like Mr. Pibb, and it's not.
No,
it's like a disappointment in a can.
Yes.
Compared to Mr. Pibb, I love Mr. Pibb. The way I would differentiate the old and the new taste is like the old taste was kind of more root beerish. Like it had like more of a, I don't know, it was a little bit more bitter, but in a good way. The new Mr. Pibb is too sweet. It's like tastes like a budget Dr. Pepper.
Well, that's what they did. They did like when they did New Coke is where they kind of tweaked the sugar in it. That was one of the big changes between Pibb and Pib Extra. I've never personally had Mr. Pibb, so I never lived that sweet Pibb lifestyle.
Oh man, I have such nostalgia for going to Sam's Club with my mom and getting a big gulp size thing of Mr. Pibb, and you get those really long hot dogs that they had in their snack bar.
Yeah, but you didn't get a giant big gulp size Dr. Thunder?
No, I would go for the Mr. Pibb every time. What is Dr. Thunder?
That's Walmart's brand of Dr. Pepper.
Okay. So how did this Thunder guy manage to get his doctorate? And Pibb is he's just Mr. Pibb. He's just a regular
there's
guy.
Dr. Pepper too. It's a good question. But you know what? We talked about this on game nights where it's, Mr. Pibb is the drink of the everyman. It's the working class beverage. None of this highfalutin fancy Dan, drink your Dr. Pepper out of a champagne flute type beverage. No. This is a pound and chug beverage. This is Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb.
I'm surprised they didn't do like a Pac-Man thing where they put a little top bow tie on it and create Miss Pibb. For late, it was Tab, I guess, was Miss Pibb.
That would have been smart. They could have made like a strawberry flavor or something like that. And
for the ladies.
It would be Mrs. Pibb, I think. It would be
because they're married.
Married to Mr.
Yeah, but
Pibb.
Wait, was Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man, were they married?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was Ms. Pac-Man. Sometimes married women they prefer Ms.
Sure.
With that like Z sound.
Sure.
Because like Miss is clearly unmarried. Ms. is that one where you're like just not sure. They might be married, they might not be married. So you better err on the side of Ms. It's weird. It's one of those weird little ways our language has evolved. The honorifics of our language have evolved. But I mean, it could be worse. It could be Japanese where there's like 17 honorifics and it's all based on like your age and gender and relationship to the person you're talking to and what the weather is like outside and whether or not you put your left foot in your left shoe first or your right shoe in your right shoe. Honorifics in Japanese are confusing, very confusing. But we won't get into that.
Well, that
today.
wraps up
What is
this
the
episode. That's the end, Matt. That's it. We've wrapped up this episode. Hope you enjoyed our discussion on gifts and gifts for the holidays. I hope you learned a lot. You can give people Mr. Pibb, except it doesn't exist anymore. You can give them Pibb Extra, but it's not as good as Mr. Pibb. You can give them the gift of sponsoring our show. I don't know. That's pretty much all we've covered. No, Matt, it's the holidays. In case you haven't heard. 'Tis the season. The reason for the season is gifts. And that's probably one of the things, really, regardless of what you celebrate, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or Boxing Day or the winter solstice, there's usually gifts involved. And you pitched this idea a little while back that we're smart guys. We've given gifts before. We've received gifts before. Maybe we should give the folks out there some help at this time of year, Matt. You know, I saw an interesting survey. I did a little Googling here before the show. Actually, one of the rare times we do research on this program. And in this article on KTNV, Las Vegas' news leader, they cite a survey 69% of Americans would give up exchanging gifts during the holidays if everyone else would agree to it.
Oh.
So I'll start with this question, Matt. Do you like giving gifts?
Yeah. No, I hate it. I hate it, and I'm 100% with that 69%.
It sucks.
Yep.
Giving gifts is the
Yep.
worst.
I'm all for giving up the gifts. You know what? It's just a pain for people, and sometimes I could see back in like the pre-industrial era, like this exchange of gifts like actually meant something, because usually it meant you had to either make something by hand or you were extravagantly wealthy and could buy some kind of rare thing that would be really cool. But now in this age, this era of like instant gratification and cookie cutter assemblage, and like I just feel like I'm doing people's shopping for them. It's like I'm carrying out somebody's shopping list. And it, all in all, I think when you kind of tabulate it all together, I mean, everybody kind of spends the same amount, or roughly, I'd say like roughly the same amount on each other, getting things that people would get on their own if they just spent the money on themselves instead of on other people. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I think that it's starting to lose its luster after you reach like my age. When you get to be my age, you know, it starts to be just more of a pain in the neck than anything else.
I think part of it is we live in an over-gifting society, right? Because you're right. Back in those old days, you would get a gift once a year. But now you're getting gifts on Easter. You're getting gifts on your birthday. You're getting candy on Halloween. You're getting Valentine's Day. I mean, you're getting gifts all year round. We live in a heavy gifting society. I'd also argue, and I haven't seen any firm stats on this, but you know how when they look at inflation over time, right? They look at like the price of a loaf of bread and the price of a gallon of milk and how that's changed over time. If there was a gift inflation index, like it would be way higher than milk and bread. Like the quantity and cost of what people are spending on gifts these days is downright stupid. Like it boggles my mind. And I am a child of the 90s. I know what it's like to get a Christmas full of too many gifts, and it's wholly unnecessary. I think you're right, Matt. Now that we are, and it's kind of a shameful word, I don't like to say it, adults. I think that gifting is way more, there is no fun in giving gifts to adults or receiving gifts from adults. It is not a good mix because, as I tell people who ask me what I want for Christmas, I am an adult. I have a job. I have a bank account with money in it. When I need something in July, I go out and buy it with the money I earn at my job. So when December comes around, you can't get mad that I don't need anything because I have money of my own and I've bought it. A little different for children, but as an adult, Christmas is just, it's a hassle.
Yeah. I'm actually going to propose to my family that next year maybe we move to like a Secret Santa type operation or a white elephant kind of thing. I know that a lot of families are moving toward those formats of gift giving because then you only have to, in Secret Santa, you only have to shop for one other person. So there you go, one and done. And then, you know, in a white elephant type gift giving scenario, you're buying one gift that you contribute to the to the gift giving lottery, so you speak, and it just makes things a lot easier, and I think more fun. And you know what? If you're only shopping for one person, you can kind of focus on them more and get them something more special, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah. Oh no, you're totally right.
you kind of like go in there and like really find out something that they will really kind of cherish. And I think that that's much more of a noble pursuit than getting them like a you know a tablet that they're going to use for a couple months, and then the new tablet will come out and they'll return that one and or like sell it on eBay or something.
Or even worse, the sort of desperate, oh, look, a Yankee Candle and some Bed Bath and Body Works hand soap. Thanks.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, stop that.
Right.
And it's actually funny you mentioned that. My family, for the first time this year, I'll have to report back after, we're doing Secret Santa for the first time this year. And for many years, my brother, my sister, and I have had a rule for birthdays where we figure it's all a wash. We're all going to spend the same on each other for all of our birthdays. We just don't do birthdays. And I'd like to, and I'd like, we don't normally do Christmas even between the siblings, really, now that I think about it. So I think Secret Santa will work out well. Actually, Matt, and you'll appreciate this, my Secret Santa, who I picked, was my soon-to-be brother-in-law, my sister's fiance. He does not watch the show, so I can reveal what I bought him. I bought him one of those dope pepper grinders you talked me into buying.
Yes.
Because he loves pepper. He's one of those guys who covers everything in pepper, and I love mine. It's awesome. And so I picked up one of those and some gourmet peppercorns for him to grind. So there you go, Matt. You're kind of Secret Santa in some ways. So thank you.
Cool.
People should go back and listen to our Kitchen Gadget episodes.
I think that was a great episode for gift giving ideas. And I'm glad I could help. I think that was a cool little purchase that I tricked you into buying, and I'm glad that you did, because I really needed somebody to try it out.
I highly recommend it.
And yeah, cool.
However, Matt,
so yeah, the gift giving area, I think I don't really know. I mean, I guess with the results of that survey, it is kind of loud and clear. Like, if everybody else agreed to stop giving gifts, it seems like the overwhelming, almost like 3/4 are on board for not giving gifts either.
Yeah, but it's kind
so
of...
where do you think that'll lead us in the future?
But it's one of those there's a lot of stupid bullshit we have to do in 2017 that no one wants to do, but we as a society have always done it, and so we have to, it's like cards on Valentine's Day. It's like, no one wants to do that. We just feel like we have to, It's like fireworks on the 4th of July. They're not fun anymore. We've seen them all. But yet we still do them. It's just one of those, who can have the best costume on Halloween? It's like no one gives a shit, but we just do it as a society. So let me make it clear. We live in a capitalist society, in case you haven't known. It seems even more evident these days than ever. And Christmas will continue to be a gift-giving holiday forever, if capitalism has its way, and it does. So, no, that will never change. I hate to admit it. I hope it does. At minimum, I would like it ratcheted down. Because I know people who, especially this time of December, we're kind of towards the second half of December now, who are like, oh, I just don't have enough gifts. And I'm like, so you're telling me you have a lot of gifts, but you need one more. You need one more because it's not enough. And I'm like, that's insane. That's bananas.
It reminds me of this meme that was floating around the internet the day after Thanksgiving, on Black Friday, and it said Thanksgiving, the day where you give thanks and appreciate what you have. One day after Thanksgiving, the day when you rush to the store to buy more crap you don't need.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, you're totally right.
It's such a paradox.
Now, with that being said, I will say it is a great feeling when you give the perfect gift, right? I guess if you came to me and said, Sean, I'll make you a deal, you'll always have to give Christmas gifts, but 90% of the time you'll give the perfect gift. I would actually probably be okay with that, because I think a lot of the problem with giving gifts is giving bad gifts or not knowing if the process was simpler. And there's a great article here, Matt, and maybe we won't step into it now, from Forbes, 5 ways to give better gifts. And I think there's some interesting stuff for us to discuss here. But one of them is just ask the people what they want. Just give them what they want. Ask them what they want and give it to them. I don't like the surprise element of Christmas. It makes no sense to me because you're almost guaranteeing disappointment because either their expectations are high or you misunderstood what they want. Say, I want X. Give them X.
All right. Well, see, this is where I'm going to have to debate you, Sean. I'm going to have to disagree because if you give them what they want, then you're basically just doing their shopping for them. And I think they can just as easily click the damn button on Amazon as you can. So, like, what's the point of giving people what they want on Christmas?
Because they want it.
Well, surprise them with something that they didn't know they wanted.
But that's
that
hard.
they actually can't live without.
All right, Matt, but if you think about it, right, in this world, there are
Stop it with that.
millions, maybe billions of products out on the market, right? I'm thinking, just me personally, I can name like 5 I want to buy.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 out of that billion, right? So the odds of you picking another product that I have not told you I want and getting it right is so crazy slim. And this goes back to being adults, by the way, because buying for children is easy, right? For the most part. I'm not saying it's perfect, but they like toys. You go buy some Legos, you buy them a board game, you buy them a skateboard. It's pretty easy. Like buying a gift for your dad or a grandmother or like...
Dads are very hard to shop for.
It's impossible. I was yelling at my dad on the phone today. I've been on him for weeks. I told him, I said, for Christmas, get me A, B, and C. And guess what he bought me? A, B, and C. And I know what they are and I know what they're going to be when I unwrap them. And I'm very thrilled because they're things I want and need. He, on the other hand, I don't know. I don't really need.
Is one of them a Nintendo Switch?
Oh, I should have gotten a Nintendo Switch. No, actually, you want to know what I'm getting is I'm getting measuring cups, winter gloves, and a bathrobe. Because I am an adult and I don't get
Those are
fun
cool
gifts anymore.
Yeah, bathrobes are pretty neat. I gotta say. Do you have a pair of slippers to go with that?
No, I'm getting the pair of slippers with it. So I have a summer bathrobe. I'm going to get a plush winter bathrobe because you got to have all seasons.
Oh.
Did you know that there are different season bathrobes?
What I want to know is when do you have time to enjoy a bathrobe? Like, I genuinely want to know that because I see it now. It seems like the only times I would genuinely be able to enjoy a bathrobe, snow days, which I get because I'm a teacher and I live the life of luxury.
Of course.
And when I'm sick, like being sick and which I don't want to wish that on myself or on anyone. Like that's when you would wear a bathrobe, and I wouldn't even say you enjoy the bathrobe. You kind of just wear it. I'm making the quotes. You just wear it, because it's comfy. But like, when do you enjoy a bathrobe other than being sick?
Easy answer.
Not being like, yeah, Saturday morning.
So no, Matt, here you go. So I'll give you a traditional answer and then the secondary Sean answer. The traditional answer is, you're a Southerner now. You may not remember what it's like to be cold in the morning, but I keep the heat in my house very low because I'm very cheap about my heat. And getting out of the shower in the morning is extremely cold. And when you can put on a plush bathrobe and plush spa slippers, it makes it a lot less cold in the morning. That's a practical reason. Now, Matt, let me ask you another question, right? Because you said you don't want to wear a bathrobe. How many people live in your house?
2.
Okay, 2, right. Okay. 1 person lives in my house. Me. So you want to know when the best time to wear a bathrobe is? All the fucking time.
All the time.
All the time. Especially, it's a little different up here because it's a little cold up here in the north, so the winter not so much. But when I lived in Houston, and the weather, your apartment is constantly about like 75, 80 degrees, you fucking wear a bathrobe all the goddamn time, and it's amazing. You ever think like, wow, I wish I could just like wear my pajamas out and just like wear them all the time. A bathrobe is like that, except better.
So, but what I mean is like, are you gonna come home from work and just change into a bathrobe?
Yes.
Just wear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't knock it till you've tried it. It's maybe it's sad. I don't know. I like it. Maybe that just means I'm very depressed. I don't know, but it's kind of, I'm not like, it's not like a stained, like half tied bathrobe with like a bottle of Jack Daniels I'm swigging out. It's not like that kind of bathrobe.
I mean, like, why not just change into your pajamas then? like
because
sweatpants and a set of PJs
the bathrobe's a
or
little more
something.
free flowing. It's a little more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's like the next best thing to just hanging around naked in your house, which I can do because I live alone. But I don't do that very often because I have windows. So although maybe they don't appreciate the bathrobe either. Anyway, this is getting very personal.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, bathrobes. I still don't know when anyone would get to enjoy a bathrobe. Like, I mean, I guess if you're super, if you're super committed to wearing I don't know. I guess I would never like think about it.
I used to use it more when I worked from home, which I don't do anymore. On my work from home days, you get out of bed, you put on the bathrobe, and then you're just fucking hanging around all day, and it's kind of great.
Remember the Snuggie?
Snuggie's bullshit.
Is that still popular?
That's a bad gift.
I liked my Snuggie. The only downside, I think, to the Snuggie was that it didn't fully wrap around. Like, it should have been more like a robe.
But that's my point. Then either wear a robe or a sweatshirt and warm pants.
It was kind of like a half-assed blanket.
It's like a shittier blanket. Like, get a blanket or get warm clothes. It's like a compromise product that has none of the good parts of either.
I think if it had like a belt that you could see where you could secure the like, because otherwise you'd wear it and it would just keep falling off.
Yeah, but again, you're describing a backwards bathrobe.
Yeah, you could just wear your robe backwards,
or just wear it forward and you're wearing a robe, because that's kind of what I did. So that's my advice. But I agree. Speaking of that, Matt, why were we talking about bath? Oh, because we're talking about what I was getting for Christmas. Matt, have you ever received any notably bad gifts that you can recall getting?
Well, Sean,
or maybe you've given a bad gift that afterwards you said, why did I give that as a gift? A gift that went over poorly.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, there have been gifts that I haven't been like terribly proud of, where it's like, kind of half-assed. Like, okay, I got someone a book or something because I knew that they liked dogs, and here's a book about dogs. I don't know. Any examples off the top of the head of getting gifts that I've been like particularly disappointed with? I can think of gifts that I haven't like cherished or used for a long amount of time and been like, okay, well, that was fun, but like now I put it aside and forget about it forever. And I think that's part of the consequence of over gifting, like you were talking about before. You kind of get so much that it's like things don't become as special or as sentimental anymore. But yeah, what about you? Have you ever given or gotten a bad gift?
Oh, for sure. No, I mean, I remember there was one year, this was probably middle school-ish age. I don't remember exactly what year. And Santa brought me a multifunction printer, which was really funny because my mother really wanted a new multifunction printer. And wouldn't you know it, the whole family got to use my multifunction printer. Wasn't that a little... And there was another year my mother also got me deodorant, which I don't think she was trying to be rude about. I thought she genuinely thought it was a good gift. But I explained to her...
sending you a message.
Exactly. That is not a gift you give somebody. Like that's like giving someone toilet paper. It's like, it's just not a good gift.
Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's like definitely some kind of big hint right there. But you said you were in middle school, so you probably smelled because
I did not take it that way, but I had to explain to her, like, don't do this for anyone else. I'm smart enough to know better. If you gave this to like someone who knew you a little more tangentially, they would think you were being rude.
It's funny. I think we're at that age where a lot of the gifts that we might have looked back on, like I'm thinking of one gift in particular that I'm looking back on, and it was a pullover, and it had a zipper on it, and I got it probably when I was in like elementary school, or maybe even middle school, and I remember like not being so happy about it, but looking back, like now, damn, I would love a pullover. I'd love some kind of like clothes, like those are the gifts that I need now, like more than ever, like definitely more than before. And back then, I was probably bummed out it wasn't a video game or some shit. But like now, I think that I'm more utilitarian with gifts. Like if it's something I can use, if it's like some kind of kitchen gadget, I'm always looking for kitchen gadgets that I could use, or like something I could wear, or a book I could read. Like that's, to me, those are the kind of gifts that I'm looking more for now. Like, yeah, I'll play the occasional video game. I don't have nearly enough, like as much time as I used to devote to that. But that kind of shit, like I could buy that for myself,
And you buy it when you
and
need
and
it.
I would rather go out and buy myself a video game than, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather go out and buy myself a video game than like have somebody else buy me the video game. Um, I'd rather somebody else go out and clothes shop for me because I hate clothes shopping.
Well, but I was going to bring up the point. Maybe this is a debate we'll have. Maybe we'll disagree on this. I think unless you know the person so insanely well, clothes are a terrible gift. Don't buy clothes for people as gifts unless you know exactly what size they are and exactly what taste they have, which is rare. So unless you're like your girlfriend or your fiance or wife, like, okay, maybe. But like, even my own parents cannot buy me clothes. So in general, clothes are just gifts you have to return. So I say clothes, bad gifts. But I'll follow that up by saying I think gift cards and cash are good gifts. And I don't know why they have such a bad reputation.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say were good gifts? Cards?
Gift cards and cash.
Gift cards?
No, everyone.
What?
Everyone. I ask people for those all the time. They always, oh, but I want something for you to unwrap. Oh, but I want it to seem like I put thought into it. And I'm like, well, no, but you can put thought into getting me an Amazon gift card that I can buy whatever I want with.
You know what? I hate to agree with you because that's not at all what this show. The show is not called Up for Agreement. I really want to disagree and say something like, "Oh, but Sean, gift cards are a terrible gift because they're not personalized." Or, "Sean, that takes the whole meaning out of the holiday because you're not going and purchasing, an item that someone will cherish." But in all honesty, are people going to go out and are people going to cherish like what you buy for them? Probably not. Like it's probably something they'll use for a little bit and then like, exchange or get rid of. Or if it's, I think giving somebody a gift card at least gives them the opportunity to, their opportunity for agency, and they can buy something that they really wanted from a particular store that they, probably put on the back burner, and we're like, okay, well, I can't really afford that right now. Well, hey, I just got a Target gift card, and now I can go out and buy that thing, and it can be, at completely like no cost to me.
Well, and especially in a day and time where gifts are more complex than ever, because you're right. Like back, it used to, I'm gonna whittle a doll for Matt for Christmas. It's like it's simpler. Yeah. But these days, it's like, good luck buying me an iPad or an iPhone because they come in 8 zillion varieties, and you'll get me the Samsung. I told my dad, he said, what's some stuff you want for Christmas? I mentioned the measuring cups and the gloves. I sent him links, and I said, buy me these. Don't buy me just measuring cups. I want these specifically because, all due respect, I know what I like. That's why I buy myself stuff. But today it's so easy to screw up giving gifts. And I think I agree, gift cards should not be your first choice necessarily. Like don't be like, I don't really give a shit, I'll just give him a gift card. Like that's not a good opinion. But if you're really racked for ideas, don't be afraid to go there. And I'll even say with clothes, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't know what to get him, I'll just get him a shirt. Get him a Macy's gift card. Just you don't have to get them something just to get them something. Gift cards work really well. However, do not get those Visa, Amex gift cards. I hate those. Do you ever get those? They're a pain because you can never.
I don't like them.
Places don't know how to use them. You never use all the money on them. Although I do have a quick up for debate tip that I always recommend to people. If you get those, Amazon will let you buy Amazon gift cards with them. So what you do, if you're a big Amazon shopper like I am, and I think most people are, if you get like a $20 Visa card, use that to buy a $20 Amazon gift card.
Yes.
And then you use all of it.
That's a great idea.
And I heard that from someone else. I don't get credit for that, but that is a really easy way to get rid of those. So that's usually what I do.
I did not know that you could. I actually didn't know that you could buy Amazon cards using the Visa gift card. That is a great idea.
Yeah, you just put
I
it as a
actually
regular
have a
credit
Visa
card.
gift card that I'm totally going to do that as soon as the show's over. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like, yeah, and they also have like weird dates, not expiration dates, but kind of like
Fees start kicking in after a year.
Reduction dates and fees, right? And it's no, I totally agree. And there's a baffling number of places that will not accept them.
Yeah, well, I remember
or don't know how to accept
back in my retail days, you had to kind of like do all kind, and then like God forbid your transaction isn't the full, like if your order's $50 and you have a $20 Visa gift card, stores don't know how to handle that because they're like, well, we can't do it as and then we got to check. It's an absolute nightmare. Don't give the gift of a hassle.
Yeah, we got to open up 2 transactions and we got to split it, and we'll charge you for this candy bar, but we'll say this candy bar's $20.
I know, and sir, there's 76 cents left on your card, but we can't use it. And I'm like, well then,
throw it in throw it in the fucking garbage. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I detest the Visa gift card. I think that's a terrible, terrible gift to give to people. Amazon gift card, definitely a better way to go.
And by the way, and we can pivot a little bit into, because I don't know, Matt, if you have any gift tips for our listeners out there who are looking for a gift, maybe something a little more generic because we don't know who they're shopping for, but just sort of like go-to gift staples that you give out. One of them I really like when you talk about gift cards is they now do gift cards to all of your favorite online subscription services. So if you know someone is a Netflix user and who isn't, you can get a Netflix gift card. You can get a Pandora gift card, a Spotify gift card, a Hulu gift card. If you know people really enjoy those services and they're already paying for them, give them 6 months for free. It's such a no-brainer if you know that they use those.
Yeah, it is. It's convenient and very useful, very utilitarian. Like the gift card is it's great. Like things that you wouldn't expect, like you could even give gift cards, like Starbucks gift cards. I use them all the time, and like without thinking, like I'll just happen into a Starbucks and like look in my wallet for cash, and I'll be like, oh, my Starbucks gift card, boom, these drinks are free now. It's just a great feeling. It truly is the gift that keeps on giving.
Well, and it's so important to know where a person spends their time. If they're a Target shopper, don't get them a Walmart gift card. Really think, and don't be afraid to ask. I've had people ask me, hey, I'm planning on probably getting you a gift card. Give me 4 or 5 places I can get you the gift card to. So there's still a bit of an element of surprise, but they're getting it to the place. And I always say Amazon and Target and Dunkin' Donuts and don't be afraid to ask, because it's almost worse to get them a gift card to a place they never go to than to get them to get them nothing or to get them cash. It's just like, hassle. Don't do that. Be very clear as to where they're actually going to use them.
The gift cards kind of present a weird, just kind of a weird dichotomy though, like a weird exchange. Cause like if I get you a gift on Amazon, it's like a $80 gift or something, and you get me a $50 gift card to Amazon. It's like, oh, I spent like, I basically just handed you $30. Like it's a weird situation. So I feel like everybody's got to get on board with the gift cards, or like nobody. Like I think more people should definitely get on board with gift cards and just do that. What if we just exchange gift cards? Like,
well, but
what if that's where the future is leading us, John? What if we're just like gift card exchanging?
But then just do cash, right? Like
then we're just exchanging money.
But what I'm saying is, like, the jump from cash to gift card is much smaller than the jump from gift card to actual gift. You know what I'm saying? Like, the gap between a gift card and cash, all you're doing is limiting where I can use your gift, right? The thing about like a real gift is, okay, there's thought, it's physical, I can use it all the time or some of the time or whatever. I just think that at that point, then you're kind of like saying, all right, what are we really?
Unless the gift card is also like some kind of built-in rewards card, like Best Buy, or I know Best Buy had, like where essentially like every purchase registers a certain amount of points, and then you can spend the points on future
Well,
purchases.
I like when, because a lot of restaurants do that now where they say, oh, buy $50 worth of gift cards and we'll give you a $10 bonus card.
Yeah, things like that. Then I could see there being some kind of an advantage if more places were to do that, or if like if a place offered a gift card and you can keep using that gift card and putting money on, like the Dunkin' Donuts model,
Sure.
or Chick-fil-A also does it, and like you can keep reloading the card with money, and along the lines you get certain rewards for shopping there, like something like that. I also am a big fan, just not to change the
No.
topic too much, but gift giving, enrolling somebody in like a monthly subscription can be a huge double-edged sword, because it could be like a garbage enrollment in like something stupid that they just find irritating every month, or it can be something really cool and potentially life changing. Like if you register somebody in like a wine of the month club, like, and they like maybe like liked wine, maybe that could get them into like being more of like a wine connoisseur or something like that. Like you never know where things like that could lead. I like that because that's a gift that keeps on giving all year round, and people look forward to it. I know that Harry and David's, that website, does a great deal of like little gift baskets and things, and those are nice. So
I think that's an awesome pro tip. That's actually point one in this Forbes article of better ways to gift, giving experiences over stuff. And I think you're right that things like concert tickets and sporting event tickets, classes and lessons, sort of interactive fun things. Last year for Christmas, I received a gift certificate to amazingclubs.com, which is like the blank of the month club guys. Like they're the ones who do those. But what I learned was a very valuable lesson, and I'm going to supplement your pro tip with another tip, which is don't do that because they vastly overcharge you and what you get is disappointing. Here's a better way to do it. Run your own gift of the month club.
what?
Don't pay someone else. I actually might do this for my dad this year. I haven't decided yet. But instead of paying someone else to send them something every month, you send them something every month. Make it a little more personal. You pick out the things you send them, especially if they live nearby, and then you save on postage because it's not necessary. And you have something that you're reminding them all year long, hey, look at this great gift I gave you.
God, that sounds like a lot of work, Sean.
It is. But I'm telling you, so of the month club he got me, right? I did the math, not to get too much into it, but the way it was set up was it wasn't the same thing every month. Like I did cheesecake of the month one month and wine of the month one month. One of the months was beer of the month, for example, right? Do you know how much beer of the month costs you? And this is if you buy the full 12 months, which is the cheapest you can get it. One bottle of beer in that is $3.
Wow.
It's insane. One cheesecake in cheesecake of the month was like $23. No, it was more than that. And it did not taste that good. So what I'm saying is you can do it so much more efficiently and with better quality stuff doing it yourself. That's my recommendation. It is a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. But
I think it's a lot of work, and I think that would add up, though, that cost, wouldn't it? Like if you're going to buy somebody a brand new like quality cheesecake every month and
well,
then
it can
ship
be
it in
whatever you
mail.
want it to
I
be.
don't know.
But like for example, my dad loves he has a man cave. I rolled my eyes for the audio listeners. And he collects beer glasses. So I would like to go out on eBay and pick him up every month one new beer glass, right, as an example. You can get a beer glass on eBay for under $10. So it's
Sure.
not, probably even $5. You go look a flea market or something and you find these all over the place. So, I think the cost doesn't have to be super outrageous to put something like that together.
Oh yeah, and the versatility is endless. Like you can come up with anything of the month that you want, and that's something you could even buy in bulk ahead of time and just kind of ship it out one by one. Yeah,
Totally.
as long as it's like nothing that's perishable. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an interesting idea. Sporting tickets are very expensive, though. I did learn that.
Yeah.
They are, because I looked into that this year, and they're bananas expensive.
Usually, like any kind of tickets to anything is expensive. That's a that's a good tip though. I think that studies have shown time and time again that we value experiences much more than we value um, stuff. At least in today's day and age, experiences seem to be not that we value them more, but that experiences tend to bring us more happiness
Well, there was a
on like a net level.
there's a 2016 study published in the Journal of Consumer Research where participants were given $15 to buy a friend either an experiential or material gift, and recipients were asked to rate the strength of their relationship with the giver before and after receiving it. And people who received movie tickets, a pass to a dance class, and other experiences felt closer to their friends versus those who'd gotten shirts, posters, wine, and etc. gifts. So I do think you're creating a more personal relation. I've had fun all year long talking to my dad about the blank of the month club gift card he got me, and it ended up not being great, but we still had fun about it because it happened throughout the year. So I agree. I think you do create more closeness with experiences. One other tip I will say about giving gifts that I've learned over the years, it takes a little foresight, so I'm not going to pretend this is the easiest way to do it. In like August and September, start asking them what they need. Like I cannot tell you, and write it down in your phone, set a reminder to remind you in December of whatever it is they said they needed. But you'd be surprised. People will tell you the things they need. They'll vent. One day they'll be, oh my God, my garden hose broke again. Oh my God, what am I going to, it's little things like, God, I can never get my car clean enough. It takes a little foresight, but if you really listen, I've learned, and I had a very hard time shopping for my grandmother, who is 89 years old and is old, so she doesn't use anything or need anything. One year I bought her brand new bath towels because the towels she was using, we used to joke, were made from cotton ration during the war. They were sandpaper. They were older than me by a factor of about 4. So, brand new luxurious towels. She's never used them because she thinks they're too nice. And she's afraid she'll damage them. Okay? This is why I don't get her gifts. But I was at her house. She's recently taken up adult coloring books. She's an old lady who lives alone, so she has a lot of free time, and she's enjoying that. And she told me, she said, but she's showing me her drawing. She's always so proud of her art. And then she says, it's very impressive. We have, she said, but it's terrible sharpening these pencils. She's like one of those little ghetto, like with the razor blade, little hand sharp. So I bought her electric sharpener for her pencils. People will tell you what frustrates them if you listen, but you have to have the foresight to write it down and not forget.
Yeah. No, that's a good pro tip. If you just listen to people like throughout the year, I feel like I had I just swallowed a bug or something. That was weird. All right. Anyway, yeah, listen to people throughout the year, and then go out and get them what they need. Yeah, the thing is about gifts is that I think that when you buy them an experience, or when you like getting them tickets to a show or concert or a sporting event, like it's almost like you're covering your bases, because like it's pretty damn hard to not enjoy yourself at one of those things. Like, whereas if you give them a gift, it's like really hit or miss. If it's a possession, like they're either going to like it or they're going to not like it. Like, whereas if you give them tickets to a show or a concert, providing that they're able to make it on that date.
Well, that's the thing.
That is another
and you
struggle. Is
better make sure they like
available.
That they like too the group or the act or the team that you buy the tickets for.
And that's kind of easy to figure out. Like you kind of know the sports teams that people like, and you know that the music that people like is a little bit easier to figure out if they, that's a little bit more easier to figure out than like the kind of jewelry they wear or what kind of technology that they need. Yeah, no, experiences I'd say are it's a good way to go.
Now
if you can.
there's one other thing that I think we're running a little short on time here, but there's one other thing in this article I thought was interesting, which is giving them the gift of time, which is the idea like sending them meals in the mail, like a HelloFresh or Blue Apron gift certificate, perhaps a maid service or a babysitter, or something that a house cleaning service, perhaps something that takes a regular routine item for them and makes it easier and saves them time.
Now, I would be careful with those kind of gifts because, yes, the gift of time, very valuable, but you got to make sure that they're going to see it that way. Because if you get them something like a maid service, like your mom getting you the deodorant, it could kind of send a message, hey, your house is dirty. I think that you can't handle cleaning it on your own, so I'm going to give you a maid service. Like, you can't handle cooking for yourself because I notice you're getting a little thin there, or opposite, you're getting a little pudgy, like you might probably eat fast food all the time. Here's a couple of quality meals that just to help you out. As long as they're like, you're up front and you're like, I got you this because I think that this way you won't have to spend time cooking. And you got to find somebody that's not going to be touchy and be like, well, they only gave me this because they think I'm fat or they think my apartment stinks. Like, but I think that it's a noble and useful gift for some people. Yeah. One experience that I've noticed is a popular one around this time is escape rooms. People like to go to escape rooms to solve puzzles, to try to get out of situations like that. Escape rooms have become very popular in the past couple of years.
I would have never thought of those as a gift.
Can you buy people tickets to escape rooms? Is that how it works? I've never actually done that.
I would bet they have gift certificates.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
That sounds fun. Or like you could do like go-karting, laser tag, paintball.
Yeah, those are always classic things. Yeah. Cooking classes.
Okay, great. Yeah, totally. But what I would say is don't, sporting events are a little different, but experiences like those, don't buy them tickets to a specific one. Get them a gift card so they can pick their own.
Yeah.
Or even better, like, I've never thought about this, but I bet you could prepay for like a community college course. Even. Yeah. Like that's kind of a cool, but then let them pick the course they want to take.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how much that would run you, but I mean, I guess if you're just auditing and you're not actually going to get the credits.
Yeah, I mean, there are those like, $150 learn Excel basics type courses that you can take.
And you give them the gift of knowledge.
Now, Matt, we're basically out of time for this episode, if you can believe it. Where does the time go? But I did want to end on a question, and it's a tough one, so I'll go first and give you a minute to think about it. What's the best gift you've ever received? I'm going to let you... It's not going to be easy, but I'll let you think on that, and I'll go first. Or a gift
friendship. John Jennings.
Oh, it's the gift that keeps on giving all year round. No, but this is a gift maybe that had a big impact on your life, or a gift that means a lot to you. It's a very loaded question, but I'm going to offer to go first, which is when I was probably middle school, or early middle school, late elementary school, I received a very discount toy video camera. And I used it to make goofy videos with my brother, and we strapped it to an RC car, and it really instilled in me a love of movies and a love of video and a love of production. That led into me making videos in middle school and high school. It led me to almost going into broadcast journalism, and it led me to doing this show and the other shows, and I do it for work. It's something I continue to do today, and I think if it hadn't been for that gift, I would have probably never gotten to experience that. So it just goes to show a gift really can have an impact on someone's life. Is there again, very loaded, Matt, so you're okay to say no, but is there a
Nice
gift?
My favorite gift I ever got is much. I'm going to sound like a
No.
superficial asshole compared to that.
No.
But my favorite gift was my Game Boy Color. I got that when I was in, I think, like second or third grade or something, and I loved playing Pokemon Blue. Still, I think to this day, like my favorite video game of all time. And oh gosh, I had so many fond memories of playing that Game Boy Color. Wish it was something more sentimental.
No. Matt, I know that
But-
Game Boy Color instilled in you a great love of history. So,
Of course, yes, the history of the Pokemon world and Bulbasaur and all that.
no, I think
But,
that's awesome.
It was just a lot of fun. I just remember like taking it everywhere on like long car trips or places that I was bored. I would always take it out and play, and it was just something magical. Like it opened up this whole new world to me. This like little game, and I remember the anticipation for it. Brought me like it was just that much more special because I had been wanting this Game Boy for like months, and finally getting it was just like so exciting. And I remember getting it that day, but not being able to play it right away because you have family coming over. It's Christmas Day, and you got to wait till nighttime. And it was just exciting. I can't remember a gift kind of coming close to that. So,
If it meant a lot to you, that's all that matters. And I think you're right.
but the sad thing is like, I don't know if any gift would be able to replicate that. Like that excitement, that anticipation.
Well, it's the perfect gift for a kid, right? I mean, that's what a gift is supposed to do for a kid. It's supposed to get them excited. It's supposed to be something they're passionate about and excited about, and something they use all the time. And I'm sure you talked about it with your friends. And
Oh yeah. It was a great game. Great gift for sure.
maybe
But,
that's what you can ask for this
if
year.
you'd like to, what was that?
Maybe you can ask for a Game Boy Color for Christmas this year from Santa.
I still have mine.
Do you really?
It's in my desk.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it still works and everything. Yeah, I just kind of keep it around. It's in my junk drawer. Just kind of like keep it around for old time's sake. But if I was going to say, if any of our listeners out there have a particular gift that they're fond of, I think you should go ahead and share it on our website. It's upfordebate.com / upfordebate
That's .html /
buy us premium membership. It's $5 a month, and make
Matt.
sure you subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. Like us if you are on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook, and our website is upfordebate.edu. So make sure you follow us on our website.
And Matt, how do people send their $5 in?
Comment. You can just put the $5 in an envelope, and you can address that to our headquarters, which is in Boston, Massachusetts. Lovely Boston, Massachusetts. Our area code is 12857. I think that's the area code for Massachusetts.
That's too many numbers.
Boston. And we're located in the largest building in Massachusetts, which is that's where we are. So
Okay, all right. Okay, well, thank you, man. Sometimes I think maybe it's rude of me to always do the sort of the intros and the plugs at the end, and maybe I should let Matt give it a shot.
And I just did.
Never again. Never again.
So go ahead and do that. If we're on Twitch as well, we play a game called Dungeons and Dragons every week. Our lovely Colby Rabadoo is the current dungeon master. If you'd like to buy some gifts for other people, we sell Dungeons and Dragons memorabilia on our website. So go ahead and buy that.
What website is that?
Autographed copies of the Dungeon Manual, autographed by all the former Dungeon Masters. You can buy the box set DVD of our previous Dungeons and Dragons journeys.
That's actually a good idea.
And you can replay them at your. It's filled with tons of special features, hours of special content, interviews with the fans, interviews with us. We're going to be at the next PAX East, so come and visit us at that gaming convention. We have our own panel where we talk about the stuff we're doing, and it's really great. So you could come and check us out, and feel free to shoot us an email or a text or a Zillow. We're on Zillow as well. We're renting space on Zillow, so hit us up.
Do you want to plug Don't Panic too while you're at it?
There's also this other show. It's called Don't Panic. I think it's about like anxiety or something, or not having anxiety, because it's saying don't panic. I think Sean practices meditation on that show. So go and check it out. It's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
I've never actually listened to it.
We know. We've noticed. Well, good. I don't have to repeat all that. I'll simply footnote it with upfordebate.tv, gamenights.tv, upfordebatetv@gmail.com, and at upfordebatetv on Twitter. But you were pretty close.
Every week they pick one thing that you should not panic about. And then the spoiler alert, like the last 10 minutes, they start panicking.
That actually may be the most accurate thing you've said in the last 10 minutes. Actually, that's kind of a decent description of how that show goes. But anyhow, we do have to wrap up because we are over time. So thanks, everybody.
They have a thing that's called the panic button, and as soon as they hit it, and sirens go off, and they just like, oh, it's time to panic, guys. And then they go underneath their desks, and they're like, oh, we got to go on Amazon and order the most expensive technology we could find. This microphone's $1,000. We'll order it.
Matt, you definitely have not seen the. Oh my god.
And then they're like, oh, crisis averted. Join us next week. We'll tell you something else you don't have to panic about. For the season finale, or like the series finale of Don't Panic, I think you should pick one thing that you should panic about.
We did panic once. See, you would know this, but we had one episode where we panicked.
Was it called Panic?
No, I forget what we called it, but it was the only episode where we talked about no tech news. And it was the episode right after Election Day 2016.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say, was it right after the election?
It's a fascinating episode. If people do go back and listen to this on Don't Panic. But we were like shell-shocked. We were so out of it. And we're like, we don't want to talk about anything, but we kind of have to. And it's so weird. It's like a good episode because it's kind of fascinating now to go back and listen. But yeah, we definitely panicked.
Well, I'm definitely going to listen to that after this is over. I'm excited. Yeah.
Please do.
And where can I go to listen to that?
You can go to don'tpanic.biz. No, that's not true. Don'tpanic.io is our website for that show. And I should, Matt, you forgot to mention the biggest thing we got going on, which is the 2017 Up for Debate Winter Movie League, which is happening now at upfordebate.tv/movies. Right. You are holding at tight in second place.
I have $500 million.
That's not true. All right. You know what? Just stop.
First place.
Just stop.
I would like to thank the fans for my success.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be back next week with another great topic here on the program. On behalf of Matt, this is Sean, and we'll see you next time for more Up for Debate.
Happy gift giving.